So I'm back in San Francisco for the first time in almost 21 years. I'm actually at my uncle's house here in right outside downtown, right in the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco. And I actually came here when I was 18. My uncle, who was I think he is a mechanical engineer, went to the Naval Academy, and he was my brother. He was my dad's younger brother. I think he's 4 years younger than my dad. He paid for tickets for my friend Joe and I to come out here to San Francisco, and just exploded my mind, expanded my world. And it was the first time I was on a plane. It was the first time I had eaten out at any significantly fancy restaurant. One of his prerequisites was that he would pay for it all, but we had to, so all of our meals, but we had to eat, we had to try different things. And so every single night, we were here for 7 days, and every single night we went to a different place, and a different place for lunch. And he basically loaded up public transit, loaded up some cards, prepaid cards, and said, "Here, go everywhere." And so it was the first time in both of our lives where we were free to go and do whatever. So I'm back here. We're going to experience that same thing. We're going to go get on the BART, and we're going to go across the bay. We're going over to tour a couple of places. One is P&S, who makes Bead Maker and Brake Buster and a bunch of other detailing products. So Bob and Dave are going to give us a tour of that. I'm going to go check out my uncle's facility. They make, I believe, semiconductor products and machines that produce semiconductors, so robotics and things like that. I don't know how much I'll be able to video there. And then we're going to go take a tour of Facebook. A follower who reached out on the last podcast and said, "Hey man, we want to come out to Facebook. I'll give you a tour. We're really keen on doing that." And we have a pretty open door policy with people, so I'm gonna bring you along, and then probably go to the gym and go to dinner and things like that. So I'm gonna bring the camera along today and see what I can capture. And this is a very San Francisco mid to late 1800s remodeled home. Pretty cool. And this is the street he's on. Right in the middle of it. Park there on Oak Street, and here's his house. I think they lived in San Francisco for decades and rented. This is their second home, the second home that they've owned here in San Francisco. But very San Francisco-like. So we're about to go, I guess, catch a bus to the BART, and then take about an hour ride. You pay cash on the bus and stuff? Do you have cards that you use?
I got a card for you.
Oh, okay, cool. So you just buy a public transit card, and then you go wherever you need to go.
So there's your card. Originally by the same guy that did the New York Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
And Panhandle, this little section here is where they tested what would grow. So there's like 160 different tree species in the Panhandle, and it's like whatever grew stayed, and whatever died they figured wouldn't work in the park. So they.
And this goes for miles?
No, it goes like 5 blocks.
Oh, okay.
So it's like 2 blocks wide and 5 blocks long, or maybe 1 block wide. I'm not sure.
But these are all like mid to late 1800s. This homes, like all these buildings and stuff.
Yeah. Most of them are like our house is 1889.
Yeah.
And so a lot of you can tell which ones are old and which ones are new.
Yeah.
This area didn't get hurt by the 1906 earthquake. But the Panhandle was full of tents. That's where everybody came.
Yeah.
Nation Church, and that's where the University of San Francisco is.
So now we're downtown, headed to the BART. I'm getting better at motion sickness as I get older, but I gotta sit forward, otherwise I'll be. So we're now at Hayward Station, Hayward, California. I guess this is near Oakland, closer to Oakland.
Yeah.
And so we're heading over to see Bob and Dave at P&S. So it's about a 10-minute ride, an Uber ride from here. All right, so we've arrived at P&S. Guess we'll go through the front door and see if we can find the guys. I'm sure they're expecting me to have a camera, that's for sure. Let's see, they've been making stuff for 50 years. I think this is supposed to be pretty good too. I'd like to try that. So hopefully we can get some, they show us how they make something. Here's all the labels.
They finally all added up to, hey, let's just drive down. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway.
Label companies.
Joe's been bugging us. Yeah, he hasn't seen stuff in years. When are you coming down? When are you coming down? That's been for about 8 years.
Oh, okay.
So here we are.
That's called High Tone Glaze. It's a liquid wax. That was what, 64 days?
61.
61 came in 61. So everything was in the glass bottles, right? So then there was white wall cleaner, which was huge. But that's kind of the best that we could reassemble, kind of the packaging from 1961 all the way up to kind of, you know, current cans, which we actually, you guys remember these cans, the black cans for sure. But then we, you know,
I still
abandoned.
have some on the shelf.
Yeah, then we abandoned cans.
So this is, I think, 25,000 square feet over here. So we keep, you know, finished goods are along here. Yeah, I'll kind of go this way because you can see down this way, and we'll kind of get down there. So these are all finished good 5-gallon containers on both sides of here, and then we have some gallons on the left side, some gallons further down there. So this is all finished goods. We do sell a lot of like sandpaper products for body shops, just kind of filling out the line. We originally got started with the idea that you could buy anything from P&S sales that you needed to, repair or, set up a car for sale, a used car, a new car. We slowly moved more and more and more into the chemicals. But originally, it was, you could get window stickers, you could get flags for your dealership, you could get trim rings, hubcaps, all sorts of stuff. And over the years, things have changed. In the late 1960s, we were selling seatbelts because they put the seatbelt law in and the cars didn't have seatbelts. So, did a lot of seatbelts. We've done floor mats over the year. All those things have kind of gone by the wayside. But we have a few things that are left, for the, that are the things that the detail, section
would be on a truck, right? Yeah.
So we have pumps. We got a good selection of polishers nowadays. We have some moldings. Cleaning brushes, that sort of stuff. A big selection of Rupes. And then these are all like color keyed moldings that have kind of fading. They kind of come and go in popularity. We have down this aisle down there is like a whole selection of buffing pads. So, and those have expanded quite a bit over the years. For a while they were all wool pads, and then they were all foam pads. Now some wool's coming back. Getting some really good innovative things in foam pads and pads in general.
So do you guys still have trucks that run routes and stuff?
We do.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a whole section of just things like brushes. Like, I always love the story on these things. These are basically a bug sponge. When you get them wet, they get soft. You've seen these evidently were one of the biggest sellers on QVC ever. Huh. They use them in the kitchen. You don't scratch your Teflon.
You missed the boat on that.
Yeah, we did. We missed the boat. Steel, nylon.
So this is stuff that you have manufactured and bring in, or you buy
made
from?
By a company called SM Arnold, actually. And we've just dealt with them for, 30, 35 years or whatever, maybe longer than that. And then there's just, the plethora of pads, which are,
part of the double black line.
Part of the double black line, yes. Some of them, we have, old style big old wool pads still. A lot of people use that.
That you guys aren't manufacturing, you're having them manufactured under your private label.
Basically co-branding or
Yeah.
like a private label.
Through years and years and years of sourcing these and having experience working with manufacturers and then producing.
Absolutely. In some cases, we help drive some innovation.
Develop, yeah.
And that's really fun. In other cases, they're coming through with the innovation, and we're just keeping track of it.
Cool.
Bead Maker talent that we're calling it, but
Yeah.
my current favorite.
Well, we have a new Bead Maker towel coming out soon.
Oh, do you?
So, yeah.
Oh, cool.
It'll be a twist loop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, because we are using more saturation of the product, your application technique.
Right.
And so I find these to push it around a little bit more.
They kind of just smudge it around the top a little bit.
Whereas I could do an entire car with a single twist loop towel, and it really does work quite well. So we're working on it. It'll be orange for you.
All right, perfect.
And so a lot of this stuff, do you do more of this online, or you do more of this locally, like through this product placement?
For the most part, I'm not usually entering a lot of the invoices.
Yeah.
I think most of the part, this is our distributors will pick this stuff up from us.
Yeah.
Because we're a real strong distributor.
Buyer, yeah.
So we got some empty containers, we got secondary containers there. This is kind of a pint selection all the way down here.
So you'll fill the totes. These are what, 350 gallon totes?
260.
260 gallon totes that you'll fill from the raw batch, or the.
So yeah, we'll usually package up a lot of gallons and 5s through our main filling line, drums, that sort of thing. But anything in pints and quarts, we run through a smaller filler. And we're probably sending about 50% of our small package stuff out right now. We do the kind of the smaller quantities here, but it's a pretty rudimentary line, but it works very well.
So a tote like this will go to a filling station.
Yes.
And then you'll use that to bottle the stuff.
Right. And I can show you that coming up.
Because you wouldn't fill a 55 gallon drum from a 260 gallon tote.
Often. I mean, sometimes it's some overstock.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll only sell 155 occasionally. So keeping some overstock around is nice. That way we don't have to try and keep one of every 55. So if we've got multiple packaging, we're going to do some pints and quarts and some 30s or 55s. We'll keep a tote around because it gives us the flexibility to fill any of those.
So what's the life on a tote like that? I guess is it dependent on the product? Like, are those mixable? Like, can you mix these, like shake them up and mix them up?
Yeah, we have a tote mixer.
Because you can't. Are any of these chemicals, can they be homogenized like milk, where it's?
They are.
Yeah.
A lot of them are. Yeah, I can show you that. We have
that's what I'm.
Machines that will do that. They're, I think a lot of the inline homogenizers are going to be different. We have a homogenizer that's like a mixer with a head on it that goes like 3,000 RPMs.
Okay.
And, it's just designed. The head is designed to actually like fracture, so that it makes tinier droplets. But yeah, so a lot of the polished products are done that way. A lot of the emulsion products have to go through that process to.
So explain to us homogenization. Is that just high speed shaking?
It's basically just breaking down droplets into smaller and smaller and smaller sizes. Yes.
So they have less.
Even with milk, what they've done is they've taken the fats and proteins of the milk, and they basically chop them down into smaller. And smaller they get, the more stable they'll remain.
Stay bonded, right? Otherwise it separates.
Like milk, they'll cream out.
Yeah.
You're dealing with raw milk. So the same thing happens with any product that we're trying to mix an oil and a water together. Generally speaking, together with emulsifiers, you put it in with a high-speed, high-shear mixer, and you can break it down into small droplets, and then the small droplets take up more space, right? Because tinier and tinier, you get much more surface area with, per cubic inch or whatever of droplets, and then because they're taking up more space, they support each other.
I want to see how that works.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have two little fillers, a diving head filler on the right, and then we have a piston filler on the left for more abrasive materials. And then the tote sits up on the rack behind it.
Okay, so the tote fills the
Yeah, so the tote
feeds
plugs into the lines, and then the lines plug into this, and then we've got, you know, it's a pretty manual process.
And this looks like a pretty hefty, really thick polish material you got to suck through there.
Yeah, so that's why it's going through the piston filler. It's also rather abrasive. So if we ran this through this filler, basically the pumps would get ground out.
And then how do you have to flush these out like crazy between chemicals?
Sure. If you look at this, these are all, so we over the years we switched, so these are all sanitary fittings, all the way up to where the tote is. So sanitary fittings are really easy to take apart and clean.
Okay.
So yeah, you can pull the whole thing apart.
All stainless
all stainless, right? You pull the whole thing apart, and you can get, you know, all the product out. Even if you just hang, a lot of times we just end up hanging the hose, and it just drains. And so you get 99% out that way. So, and then you just have to do a.
So this is this part of the?
This is actually a rinse.
Got it.
So what we would do is, you know, we would connect up to this, and then just suck some rinse water through without having to, because we don't have any plumbing out here.
Yeah.
And then what we do with all these rinses is usually we'll use ingredients that are in the product to help rinse it. So if we got like a polish that uses a solvent-based polish, we'll use the solvent to rinse it. Save that rinse and we put it in a rinse. And we hold that.
So you're not wasting. Got
that
it.
way nothing goes down the sink. You know, that actually saves us a lot of.
So what does a machine like this cost?
Like this little 2-head filler, I think it was like $35,000, but that was a long time ago.
And then how do you just have people that have to be trained on how to use something like this, or?
Pretty straightforward.
You're already on the other side.
It is for you guys. You've been doing it for a long time.
It's you know, it's as simple as it's got, you know, a start button. It automatically fills you know, up to the right amount. You get the machine set up to do the right amount. You push the start button, it starts and stops, and you put 2 more bottles in. Push the button again.
Yeah.
You can set them to keep running. I mean, to keep, you know, pause and go again. I have a little sign in the back of that one. The semi-automatic filler is a great way to make a mess while you watch. 2 tanks. It's a 500-gallon tank and a 1,000-gallon tank. And we pump in from this side. There's a scale on the ground. So basically, there's a meter for the water. This is all non-hazardous manufacturing. So any raw materials get put on the scale, and we weigh the difference for what goes into the product. So they go into the bottom of the tank over there and up into the tank. The tank, it's a batch operation, so we add each ingredient individually, mix it up, finish the batch, and then we change the valving so that it goes back out to the filling lines. In this case, we're just doing some drums.
Drums of all-purpose cleaner?
Yep.
So you can see, Matt, this is what a batch sheet looks like.
Yeah.
So, you know, basically the guy gets it in the morning, it's like a little recipe, right? He knows what it is. Same guy's been making our stuff for 20 years.
So this is all-purpose cleaner in here?
Yep.
And it's on its way down to there.
Right.
Yeah, he's already filled, I guess, drums or something.
He's gonna switch.
He'll bring in
to
some more
5
drums,
Yeah.
So the blade mixes the stuff up.
Yes, it's a variable speed. I personally love you're familiar with the frequency drives, variables frequency drives, VFDs.
No.
Really cool. Basically, you can put whatever voltage and hertz you want in, and it'll just change it to whatever voltage you want and hertz out.
I got it. Okay.
So what it does is, in this case, to slow this motor down, it's a standard AC motor. Ordinarily, it runs 60 hertz, and then that's full speed. But what you can do is you can put it through a variable frequency drive, and you can just tell it, well, I'm only going to do 20 hertz, and it runs 60% slower. It's really kind of,
because some chemicals you don't want
so in some
frothing
cases,
up, or
in some cases we could make foam that'll come right off the top of the tank.
Okay.
Onto the
So you need to
ground.
change the frequency and speed.
Yeah, we're adding a powder. We want to get, we want to make sure there's no dead spots in the tank. We'll crank this thing up full speed so it's really whipping the liquid around.
Yeah. So what's this? this more, or this is the?
Well, this is we have a marine line called Babe's Boat Care Products.
So this is a different product.
This is a different product. This is called Boat Bright.
And then this is ventilation that
Yeah,
pulls.
so you don't smell anything.
Yeah, it's nuisance stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then then the guys will come and fill up whatever
This is going to go into gallons. I don't know if the gallon filling is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Bottles go in one side and the faucets come out the other side. A couple of people standing there doing the job.
Yeah. So you can mix 2 different things up at once.
Yes. So efficiency-wise, works good to switch one's filling while one's being made.
So how many gallons is this?
This is 1,000 gallons.
And then this is,
500.
seems so simple.
That's
Yeah.
what we said, Matt. It's simple.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
like some people think it's a refinery. You're like, well, not really.
There's no waste product. Everything goes in the batch and everything comes out. There might be a rinse, but it's perfectly usable in the next batch.
So this is all some of the raw material stuff? So this you don't make, this you source.
Yep.
And then you take your recipe list
Right.
and then you mix it up in there and then bottle it.
Right.
That's cool.
So over.
Oh shoot, there's our Bead Maker scent, isn't it? Our mango scent?
Yes, it is.
Secret.
Fills are over here. You know, quite a few of them. And then these, this whole section right here are basically rinses where after we've rinsed all-purpose cleaner, it'll go into the all-purpose cleaner rinse. It'll come back. It'll get stored here for a month until we make all-purpose cleaner again.
So how do you manage the rinse and not have it dilute? You know,
It is, but we count it as water.
Count as water.
Got it.
We
Okay.
just say, you know, there's some in there, but it's water.
I get it.
So
Okay.
typically
Okay.
the rinse would actually be, you know, it would make the product more concentrated because we count it as water.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. I was wondering how you would factor that in.
Yeah, you know, you could do a whole bunch of calculations. Maybe you shouldn't.
This is the mad scientist room.
Mad scientist room.
It's fairly simple, you know. Typical of, you know, what we can use in manufacturing out there is a scale and mixers. So that's kind of what, as far as for manufacturing, that's kind of what I need. You know, a few more pieces of testing equipment and that sort of stuff in the cabinet. And
So is this for show, or do you actually mix up stuff in here?
oh no, I actually, you know, we do some QC, and we also put product together too.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this mixer is capable of, you know, it's a variable speed mixer. I can, you know, mix the heck out of something.
Huh.
But all I need to do is 200 grams.
What's this thing?
We have underground tanks. I'll show you that. This is a monitoring system for our underground tanks.
Underground tanks of what? Water?
Solvent.
Oh, solvent. Okay.
Solid. Where we, they're not big, but you know, again, it helps with, you know, we aren't, you know, having to transfer a lot of drums and that sort of stuff. We can have a bulk truck come in and deliver solvent. We can use it over a few weeks and then come in and bring back another.
Almost like if you had a propane tank in your backyard, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Got it.
And there's all sorts of specifics, you know, for monitoring and testing, and it's kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah, and it tells you you're able to read out how many gallons.
Yeah, you can tell how old it is. They didn't quite figure out Y2K.
Oh shoot! That's cool.
They didn't expect 2000 to come.
It didn't crash. It's still working.
Crash. But we didn't get to tell her it was 2000. Solvents. Anything flammable that gets made here is standing on the underground tanks.
Okay, these are our tanks.
They're under the building. This room, if you listen, you can hear the air changes 6 times an hour. Everything is explosion-proof wiring, all that sort of stuff.
So
by the manufacturer.
Is that water, or is he pumping a solvent?
He's pumping glass cleaner.
Oh, okay.
So in this case, this has 2 mixers on it. One just like mixes the heck out of it, right? That's what one does. The other one is a high shear mixer with a much bigger motor. And I can turn that one on for you. Unfortunately, you can't see it.
Glass cleaner. He's pumping the 55-gallon drum right now. That's the high-speed mixer.
2,000 RPMs. Down on the bottom. It's not very big, but it's designed to like just
Super agitate.
So less motion, but really intense down by the mixing head.
So
What happens is when we get something really thick in here, it won't move the tank. We use the two in combination
to get it turning over.
Get the whole tank turning over and running it by that head.
Fascinating. Smells good.
We have a scale that we move in and out. It's not mounted into the floor. It's got a wireless connector to it, and we pump the items in. We go in the bottom, change the valves, and they come back out. Very similar filling, much simpler system. Just because of the explosion-proof nature, everything's much more expensive and harder to do. So, you know, just a little bit more manual.
So certain products mixed out there, certain products mixed in here. Anything that's heavy solvent based would be here.
Or, you know, the alternative to that would be if we need to mix something that's really thick.
So this is the concentrate
Yeah.
that we were just some more finished.
So yeah, finished goods. These are raw materials along this side, and on the other side is flammable storage. This room is also vented and then secondarily contained.
So these rooms are more highly scrutinized regulation-wise. They have to be checked periodically, and
But fire department comes yearly, actually.
yeah.
They actually check the whole place, but they spend most of their time over here making
Yeah.
sure.
Do they do like air sample tests and stuff like that to make sure that?
That would be EPA. No, the fire department, they're just interested that you're storing your stuff responsibly.
Yeah.
Not, increasing your fire risk.
Most of that stuff was done during the build out too.
Yeah.
If you build something to match the regulations, it gets easier.
Then they don't come and beat you up every year.
Yeah. We get annual inspections,
But if they came in here and this was like crap laying all over the place, then you raise a red flag.
they actually designed this so that the floor was sunken, and then we were going to have a steel grate that you would drive the
We
forklift
thought
on.
we could drive a forklift down it.
Or we put a grate in. But so the grate was going to cost like $225,000 to make this thing that you could drive a forklift on. It's kind of a better way. So that's why we have the pallets are down in the secondary containment pits, so that now there's just essentially draining the door
Yeah.
drain into these pits.
If there
If
was
there
a
was a
leak.
fire.
Right.
There was an issue.
No issue.
And that's still code. So you don't waste the space.
Yeah, and we didn't have the expense because
Yeah.
a lot of them you see with berms, secondary
Yeah.
containment berms.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do that.
Huh.
So, because this was the largest we could make this room based on our square footage.
So because you're storing raw solvents, raw materials, things like that, like an auto geek doesn't have, even though they're storing your finished chemical in a warehouse, they don't have to have something like
It
this.
depends on the volume and the size of the package. So, if we were, with all these gallons of finished goods, if they have to have a flammable sticker or the fire department considers them some, category of flammable above a certain level, then they'll say, well, you either can only put this much in the room or you have to make your room work more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To code.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. So this is outgoing over here.
This is the shipping and receiving area.
Yeah.
So the guys are getting orders ready.
Yeah.
So there's 55s of Bead Maker for you.
Yep. I might need that soon.
Never thought we'd sell 55s of Bead Maker.
Didn't show me.
So we kind of divide the warehouse in, bulk storage,
Yep.
accessories, raw material manufacturing. This is all finished goods, ready to pull for orders. This is where our guys pull all the chemicals.
Pull it and ship it out to me.
Yep. Assemble the orders. Yeah. Also make this our training center, where we build kits and do labeling and all that stuff. Yeah.
Gosh, empty containers take so much space. So much space. Yeah.
So we're constantly. I mean, we get truckloads of 5s. The drums you saw them over at the other facility. I mean, managing the empty containers is
takes up almost as much space. Yeah, I'm learning that quickly.
The thing that we used to like, Matt, was our industry used to be buckets.
Yeah.
So buckets were great. You could put 256 empty buckets on a pallet.
Yeah.
Now everybody wants these style of 5s.
And you can't put them together.
They don't nest.
Yeah.
So they just take up space.
Yeah.
So truckload of 5s is 3,300 5s. They come in, bring them in, we send them out.
So you got California real estate pricing to store plastic.
Exactly.
Yeah, that stinks.
Although these this is comical. So all these bus stations, Matt, these were all set up before long throw tools, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And the reason that we did it was we could teach the guys with rotary polishers here, so they wouldn't burn through the paint, right? We had test panels. We didn't want them really working on real cars.
Right.
Now they're placeholders, because now with Root S and the long throw tools, we don't have that issue.
Yeah, you can go out on a car and put a newbie on it
and just let them think they're the greatest detailer in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is so much fun.
And there, the one on the top, that was the homogenization machine.
Yeah. You can see how thick the shaft is.
Yeah.
2-inch shaft.
I didn't realize that's the homogenization pump, or what do you call that? Motor.
Right. It's like I can't remember, 4 horsepower, I think it is. And then you've got a couple of bearings and a big shaft, and they connect it up there, and they just make it go really fast. And then the design of the homogenizer blade is what really does the trick, right?
Ah, okay. All right. So tell me, give me the product rundown here, the double black rundown of what each one is and why. So we all know Brake Buster, but tell me a little bit non-acid.
It's a non-acid wheel cleaner that Dave actually designed 28 years ago to mimic the acid cleaning. And I don't want to talk chemistry because I'm not the chemist, make a fool of myself. But it works on a similar exchange system that acid-based wheel cleaners work on. So when it's cleaning brake dust, that's why it's pretty effective on brake dust. But really the strength of Brake Buster now is the fact of how it cleans tires. That's what the consumer really likes about it. Is it takes that tire blue off there. That's why you spray it on there. It kind of creates that nice
I hadn't even
effect
tried
on
it yet.
the tires.
I've also noticed that it can be somewhat touchless with a pressure washer. So I foamed, and it was, I was trying another that claims to be touchless type, and it did maybe even a little bit better. But yeah, it was somewhat the wheels were coated, the calipers were coated, so it was somewhat touchless, but it foams better than anything else I've ever tried.
Right. The idea is that it clings and it sticks in its spot, so it has time to dwell, right? So that's what really makes it effective. The other thing is it's somewhat touchless, but it depends on the condition of the wheel.
Yeah, sure.
New wheel, perfect clear coat.
Yeah.
It'll do a really good job. The wheel's 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and the clear coat's degraded a little bit. The brake dust now has something to grab onto.
But it'll leave a wax behind and stuff.
It leaves basically an inhibitor behind that stops, corrosion and rust and all that. Yeah.
Got it.
But to get the actual chemistry, we have to have Baker.
Yeah, and we're good.
So dynamic dressing is a hyperconcentrate dressing, 4-to-1 dilutable dressing for any surface, interior, exterior, tires,
plastics.
Yeah, anything you want. And then the beauty of that is it's water viscous, and you can dilute it up to 4-to-1.
Okay.
And 4-to-1 would make it a really nice interior.
Is it a spray on and then wipe off? Because it would be a spray on and walk away and let it dry. You're mainly spraying.
I like to apply it with a brush.
Okay.
Like on tires, I apply all my dressing with a brush.
Okay.
I spray it on the brush, then apply. I hate spraying something on the tire because then the dressing goes everywhere. Right. So I like to apply it onto the brush.
And then Shine All. So what's the difference between that and the Dynamic?
So Shine All is basically a ready-to-use product that's thicker, that's really designed to be a tire dressing.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, thicker tire dressing. Then down in the double black line, something I think that, you know, one of my favorite products, this is called Express Interior Cleaner. What I really like about this is designed to use on any hard surface on the interior of the car. So, you know, door panels, center console, leather seats. And now I know you talk about, hey, we don't ever clean the interior of a car, but, you know, leather, you know, with dye transfer and all those things that you get, cleaning and maintaining leather is really important. So this is a fragrance-free product, essentially from a chemical standpoint, but it's got a very pleasing odor to it. So you can spray it inside the car, it's not offensive, and you don't have to worry about rinsing it. It will leave no residue behind. And then if somebody wants to condition their leather, they can use this as essentially an interior dressing. And then the carpet cleaning system, which is Terminator, which is an enzyme spot remover, Carpet Bomber, and then Finisher, which is a peroxide. This is a 3-step system that we designed for the soft surfaces. So you got hard surfaces on the car, which is leather, center console,
dash,
door panels. Yeah, soft surfaces are carpet or cloth seats. That's what these products are for.
Okay.
And then obviously, of course, we have Bead Maker. You all know about Bead Maker. Pearl, which is really gaining in popularity.
I need to try that. Yeah.
This is. People really like this because, number one, it's foam cannon ready based on its viscosity, so it's water viscous. That doesn't have anything to do with the concentration. It's still 128 to 1 dilution ratio. So you put it right in a foam cannon, you can use it, or just a great mitt soap in the bucket. And then paint gloss is our everyday quick detailer. We get a lot of questions from obsessed garage guys. Go, do I have to use Bead Maker all the time? Well, if you're just looking for something as a maintenance wipe down or quick detail spray, paint gloss would be it. And then our paint correction series, which is Ego Maker Compound Deep Finish and NB Jeweling Polish. And then of course our coating inspiration.
And then, are there any secret weapons in the traditional P&S line that we're missing out on?
The secret weapon, man, there are some really cool products. Playmaker, obviously, that's a brand new product. Our traditional washing wax, this product is a wonderful soap. One of the things I think gets lost on people is they're not. When you wash a car with a bad soap, you have a bad soap. Yeah. But you don't appreciate a good soap if you're always. But so the fact is that washing wax is really a great soap. Dark Supreme for paint correction. This is originally designed to be a rotary product, but now is really transferring over to the long throw tool correction. Yeah. So, I mean, one of the challenges, we make over 140 different products, right? And really, you only need 8 or to 10. Right. So, at times, someone says, well, what else do I need? I go, well, the Smart Shop only needs 8 to 10.
So, would you say that the double black line is the cream of the line? I mean, in almost every product, have you cherry picked that stuff?
That's the point of double black. Yeah, we basically cherry picked our line or developed products to fit that whole. And that's why we brought Brake Buster in, because we didn't have a wheel cleaner. Yeah. So Brake Buster was part of our Pro Series.
Legacy line.
Line, but now it's in double black.
All right. Cool.
But we're not going to bring everything into double black, because our Pro Series is still 85-90% of our business. Yeah. So, but double black is the tool that's, really helping us grow.
Awesome. Alright, so we're on Facebook's campus. I don't know how much camera I can do. So we just finished the Facebook course. So this is the Cyberdyne Systems building. Remember from Terminator 2? It's from my my uncle's company. Alright, we're headed back. We just Ubered back to the BART, and we're in Fremont. Just we went in a clean room. I couldn't take the camera back there. And then we're gonna head back to San Francisco, do an old public transportation. I like this better. There's no stress of trying to figure out where to park and where to go and all that. So that's where we're headed. So we're doing the tourist thing. Go check out a couple of sites. I don't think I've ever been up here. Look over the city. Yeah, maybe we came up here when I was here, but I don't remember doing that. So we're at Twin Peaks. There's Golden Gate. You can see downtown. Alcatraz is out there. So there's the beach. The beach that nobody goes to. So it's the next morning. Just wanted to wrap up the video here real quickly before I edit it. great day. It was a really interesting experience seeing like polar opposites of going to PNS and then going over to Facebook and seeing like a good old-fashioned American manufacturing company, and then new school where it's just willy-nilly, everybody kind of, it's hard to explain the Facebook experience, but it's really awesome to go and check it out. So thanks to Tommy for allowing me to go and check it out, and taking us on a tour around the facility. But it was an interesting day, and we're about to go to Monterey now, so I'll probably grab some footage in another video of some of the driving and some of that stuff, so do a separate vlog. But anyway, thanks for watching this one. I'll probably, if it wasn't in this, I'll probably have a chopped up or separate video where Dave Phillips actually mixes a car shampoo or car soap, which was really cool. So make sure to go check out that video. Anyway, thanks for watching this this vlog, and we're traveling around and checking out different experiences. But anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor.